Hi everybody, welcome to the Actors Academy. Thank you for tuning in today. Today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons that you may not be booking your acting auditions. So I know a lot of actors that go out for many auditions throughout their careers, and there will be many auditions that you don't book. I want to tell you guys why you aren't going to be booking some of those auditions, and I want to clear up some ideas that you guys may have, because a lot of you put a lot of pressure on yourselves for why you're not booking these auditions, and some of it actually has no reasons to do with you at all. We're going to be talking about 5 of the main points today. There will be other points that we could talk about and delve into a little bit, but these are the 5 main reasons for why you're not going to be booking these auditions. So without further ado, we're going to get into those today. Point number 1, you guys just aren't right for the part. This is something that you guys have to understand and get down. A lot of actors think that if their acting is amazing and their acting is great, they will book any part that they audition for. And that simply just isn't the truth. If that was true, that would mean Meryl Streep would have booked every audition she went for. Benedict Cumberbatch would have booked every single audition he went for. Robert De Niro, every single audition. And it just isn't true. Because casting directors and directors want actors that fit the mold or the idea of the characters that they're casting for their movies or their TV shows. You may go on audition and it may be great, but you just don't fit that mold perfectly. For example, if a director was casting for a Western movie and they needed a main cowboy for this movie, and they could choose between Matthew McConaughey and Benedict Cumberbatch, most likely they would probably pick Matthew McConaughey because they think Matthew McConaughey fits this role perfectly, or has the idea of a cowboy in their head, and Matthew McConaughey fits that idea. Does this mean that Benedict Cumberbatch isn't a great actor at all? No, he's still an amazing actor, great actor, but the idea that they have for this cowboy in their head, they choose Matthew McConaughey. It doesn't detriment Benedict Cumberbatch at all. It doesn't say, oh, he's not a good actor. He's still a great actor, but the mold that they're going for, Matthew McConaughey would fit. So it's the same for you guys. When you guys are going out for these auditions, sometimes all it is just you don't fit that mold. Your acting could be great. Maybe you go, the acting's amazing. But again, it's the mold that matters and the idea of the casting director and the director themselves. Point number 2 is that you may not have enough credits. So what credits do is that they help give validation that you have booked before and that you've worked. You've worked with directors, other actors, you've been in front of the camera. There's some trust that the casting director can have, an assurance that you will be able to do the part pretty well. Now, some actors have no credits or very little credits, and that means a casting director would have to take a leap of faith to hire that actor for the project. Now, it does happen. Many times before, there have been casting directors who took a leap of faith on actors and said, you know what, yeah, I think you can do it, let's put you into the project. But most likely, if they're choosing between 2 actors, they have one actor who has no credits and another actor who has done 20 different things before. They're probably going to choose the actor who's done 20 different things before because, again, there's that trust involved with experience that actor has. It's kind of like, let's say you had to go to the hospital and you needed an operation done on yourself. Now, at this hospital, you can choose between 2 doctors. One doctor is a doctor who comes in who says, yeah, I've never done an operation before. This will actually be my first one. Or you can choose the doctor who says, yeah, I know, I've done this operation 200 times. Well, probably you're going to want to choose the doctor who's done it 200 times over the doctor who hasn't done it at all. It's the same thing with acting. Casting directors will sometimes want to book an actor who already has experience behind themselves instead of an actor who has no experience. Again, it would take a big leap of faith for an acting director to choose that actor. It does happen at times, but again, remember, it is a big leap of faith. Most likely, they're just going to choose the actor who has more credits on their side. Point number 3 is confidence. So we talked about confidence a little bit in our last video and how the lack of confidence can be judgmental for the actor. So the thing is, when you don't have confidence, you have nerves and you're scared and you have this wall that comes up. The other thing is, the casting director can tell when you're nervous. Right when you walk into the room, they can see and say, okay, this actor is actually not very comfortable. The reason that this is kind of scary for the casting director is because if they hire you and book you for the part, well, they're going to be thinking on set there's going to be so many more nerves, so many more things that can get in the way because you're going to be on set with other actors, the director's going to be giving you notes, you're going to have to be in front of the camera, there's a lot of money involved with this project, there's a lot of different things that go on that's more nerve-wracking on set than in the auditioning process. So if you can come in and you can have confidence, sometimes that can actually be the turning point for a casting director to think, you know, even though this actor may not have a lot of credits on their side, if you can come in with confidence, they can think, you know, maybe I can trust this person to do well with this part. It doesn't always happen, doesn't always work, but if you don't have many credits on your side, or you have very little credits on your side, confidence can sometimes be that thing that can be that turning point for the casting director to go, you know what, this actor fits the part, and even though they don't have a lot of credits, they're very comfortable, they're very confident, I think they'll be able to do this part just fine, and then they can bring you in for that project. Point number 4 for why you guys may not be booking those auditions is you guys haven't done your homework. I see a lot of actors who go into auditions who have not done the work at all. I've had actors who I've worked with before, after their audition, so they did their audition, they said, I don't think it went so well. I said, okay, well, let's talk about it real quick. Let's go through the scene. We go through, we talk about the scene, then you find out that these actors don't really have any idea about who their character is, what their character wants, the relationship between that character and the character that you're speaking with. You have to know all these things. These are some of the basic beginning things that actors have to know before they go in for that audition. This is the pre-work that you're doing before you're actually auditioning. If you don't do this work when you go into that audition room, it's very easy for you to sometimes misinterpret the idea of the scene or the character and then give something that's either cliche or completely wrong. And this is what you want to stay away from. So do your homework, do your due diligence, and find out, okay, what's the relationship between the person you're talking to? What is your character wanting? What's happening within the scene? Do all your prior work beforehand. Don't just show up and wing it. Point number 5 for why you may not be booking these parts is you may not fit in with the rest of the cast. So let's imagine Netflix is casting a new show and they have 4 actors already picked. You're the 5th actor. And they like you. The casting director does like you. They think your acting was great. But now when they compare you to the other actors that they have already booked for this part, then they're thinking about you, and then they may think, I do really like this actor, and maybe they'll be great for a future part. But for this particular role, they don't actually fit with the rest of the cast. And it could be a lot of different things that we don't even know why. Maybe everyone in the cast has blonde hair, and they don't want a 5th actor with blonde hair. Or maybe that actor's a little too tall or a little too short. Or maybe they just think the whole vibe of that particular actor working with the rest of the cast just won't mix perfectly compared to another actor they had seen the previous day. There's a lot of different variables that can get involved, and we don't know what it is, and we shouldn't try to know what it is, because in the end, you're never going to know the true answer. So there can be a lot of variables involved for why we don't book that audition, and trying to think about it or stress ourselves out about why we didn't book that audition won't do us any favors in the long run. So I hope this video helps you guys. I hope you guys know a little bit more of what goes on behind the scenes, what you actually don't have that much control over. What you do have control over is going in, doing your homework, having confidence, doing good work, but that's all you have control over. Everything else you don't have any control over. You don't have control over what the casting director thinks, the ideas that they have in their head for the character they're auditioning for, whether or not you fit in with the rest of the cast. You don't have any control over any of that stuff. All you have control over is the work that you can do if you come in pleasant and if you come in confident. That's all you have control over. So focus on that. Don't focus on anything else. There will be a lot of auditions that you go out for that you won't book because there's a lot of different actors auditioning for that part, and they're only looking for one actor. 100 actors might audition for one part. They can't pick all 100 people. They can only pick one. So remember, it is a tricky process to get into, but as long as you guys know that a lot of it doesn't even have to do with you, it's all these behind the scenes things. Now, of course, if your acting sucks and your acting's not any good, well, then that can have an effect, because if you have all these things, but then your acting isn't any good, well then of course they're not going to hire you for the project. So you have to have all of it. You have to have good acting, but you also have to realize all these other things have to line up for you as well. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you can be up to date with everything. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you guys. Also, I'll be leaving the 10-hour acting masterclass down in the description below, and also in the comment section if you guys are interested in that. It takes about 2 minutes or so to sign up, as well as the 10 acting resume templates. Alrighty, see you guys next time. Bye guys.